All right, so the topic of this video is why success has no quick fixes. We live in a world where there's everything sold to us and promised to us, secrets and secrets that come from gurus, and it's a puzzle out there. And there's a reason why most people struggle the way they do, because as human beings, we all want to get things quickly. Nobody wants to wait. Right? We know what we want most of the time, even if it's something that we shouldn't want, and we do know that we want it now. We want it right away. And that's just not how it works. And then we find ourselves going down this rabbit hole of looking for some kind of a quick fix, some kind of a secret. And we gravitate towards those promises of a quick fix. Instead, it seems very clear that what actually works is that success is something, depending on how you define it, that does take time. And that's probably a good thing why it does, because in the end, we get to say that we're successful because we've actually learned something, or learned some things. We've actually been able to develop in one way or another by the process and by the journey. So if we end up skipping and ending up by luck or a shortcut having success, it's the watered down version. And with the right mindset, we can actually begin to achieve or appreciate what we achieve from success that takes time. Now, when our mind is actually in the game, there's a benefit to looking forward to things like delayed gratification and the fact that time is important to actual and true success. Because with our mind in the game, we come to realize that we become better at things. We change deeply and permanently in ways that we probably should when success takes time. And when we're committed to the journey to actually achieve success the right way, with mistakes and all included, then we also find ourselves becoming wiser. And the wiser we are, the less likely we are to repeat mistakes that are immature, mistakes that are even dangerous or harmful to ourselves, harmful to others, harmful to our vision. So that's another added benefit. I mean, I'm not suggesting that. The fact is, we don't like it. We don't like when things take time, and that's okay. We don't like when we have to wait for it, and there has to be a churning process of some sort before we get the butter that we're looking forward to. It's not enjoyable, but that begs the question, is everything in life that is worthwhile actually enjoyable, or at least the going after it process? Should it be enjoyable? Does everything have to be enjoyable? And I don't believe that it is. I don't believe that that's the case. And I think it's a mistake to suppose that everything that we pursue has to be enjoyable. And I think that is part of the problem that we as human beings face when there's something that we want to go after and we just want it to be fun. We want everything to be fun. Even if we don't consciously think it, the idea that we want to make a certain amount of money per year, or we want to have a certain type of relationship with the person that we would ideally want to fall in love with, all of these things take so much time, and they're so complex, and they take so much work, and the making of mistakes come along with them. And those are the parts to it all that are just not fun. I don't think it's easy, but the fact is it comes with a shifting of the mind and our perspective. The guy at the very top of a building, the very top of it, and let's say this building is several stories high, he's looking at the world and sees the world in a very different way than the person who's at the bottom of a basement or in a basement, right? It doesn't matter what kind of windows you have. If it's a basement room, your view is just not going to be as awe-inspiring as the guy at the top of a multi-story skyscraper. It just won't. So perspective does matter. And a part of holding on to a healthy perspective when things become difficult, such as going after success, has to do with our maturity. And the more we mature in the right direction, I don't know if there's a wrong direction to mature in. I think you just mature. Maturity is just one direction. And the more we mature, then the more accessible it is for us to, one, not miss lessons that otherwise we would miss. And because of that, we also strengthen ourselves to not make the same mistakes over and over again. And it's okay if we learn slow. I've made mistakes that I just know better not to have made, and made them so many times, whether it be because of being lazy or, just not being where I needed to be. Anyway, that's really the main thought for this video here, is just to look at, just overcoming that temptation to think that success is going to be some quick and easily baked cake that'll just pop out of the oven for us to indulge in after, a half an hour. We owe it to ourselves to get used to putting in the work, putting in the time, and making that investment, those blood, sweat, and tears, that argument. And in the end, it'll be well worth it. So, it's good for you to stick it out, and at the same time, be really serious about ignoring those snake oil salesmen, and be committed to some kind of path with some kind of focus. That's all about the long term and the long haul. And it's just, we know this. We don't want to believe it, but we know this. We know that this is how it works. And we know that there are no real secrets to success. There's getting educated and becoming more knowledgeable and becoming wiser, and getting better over time, and being consistent and being focused. But these aren't secrets because we all know them. And it's just about applying ourselves. So I hope to see you guys again. And thanks for tuning in to watch this short video. Hopefully it was meaningful. And remember, you guys were born, each and every one of you, you were born to win. Yeah, peace.